Masuk.
Mo lagi yang mau selami fela. Biar oleh beri ni miko lami fela long hap. Bawa oleh mikim sabi lami fela. Oh, mikim wanam santing lami fela ya. Banyak miko long hap. Ino wanam mi fela sabi finish long pasin belong Indonesia.
They said a black helicopter had come and that was dropping bombs.
And that's the reason they ran away?
Yes, they were afraid and they ran. I believe, though, that they heard a rumour that there was going to be activity, and most of the people had in fact run away before that actually took place.
They have no intention of going back?
At the moment, they say not.
But they are worried that the Indonesians are going to come and get them?
I don't think they're so worried about that. I think they feel safe enough here. I don't think there's any fear that they will come and get them here.
The United Nations have given a guarantee to that effect?
As I've been told, that the United Nations says that they do not have to go back unless they want to go back.
Father, you were here when they came across about a month ago.
Yes.
What sort of condition were they in then?
They were suffering from malnutrition. We had nurses in who gave them all various injections and so on to try to get them up a bit in standard.
They had malaria and pneumonia as well?
Those sort of things. Bad colds, pneumonia among them, and malaria, yes.
They're obviously very afraid of the Indonesians.
They are, yes.
Why do you think that is?
I think they perhaps feel they've had some experiences which they themselves are not happy with. They feel that there could be repercussions perhaps for their running away. I think it's as simple as that.
They come across the border from villages like this, small and isolated, stretching across the never-never land between Papua New Guinea and Irian Jaya. At first, all refugees were held in a makeshift quarantine camp at a Catholic mission near the border. But this week, a group of 340 was moved to the Yamonda patrol post about 20 kilometres inside Papua New Guinea. A contingent from the Papua New Guinea Defence Force provided tents, food and medical supplies. By the end of next week, this burgeoning tent community will accommodate almost 700 refugees, including 350 still in quarantine at the mission. Border officials say a third group of similar size may already be moving towards Papua New Guinea. That would bring the total up to almost 1,000 people. The refugees are in relatively good health. Some contracted malaria during their arduous trek from Irian Jaya, but only one person died, a small child, of natural causes. The Yamonda refugees came from 2 villages. People from the first say they were driven out when an Indonesian helicopter dropped 5 bombs on the village. Those from the second claim Indonesian soldiers entered the village and fired at people as they tried to escape. Nobody was killed, but many had to abandon their possessions. They don't speak English and most don't even speak Pidgin, so communication is difficult. It's been a long-standing tradition that villagers from either side of the border cross over to trade, to marry or to visit their relatives. For them, the national borderline between Papua New Guinea and Indonesia has little meaning except when it provides a temporary haven. This tradition of free movement, as well as the poor definition of the border, makes the region difficult to control. Whether by accident or design, Indonesian troops have twice crossed into Papua New Guinea within the last month. The troops were searching for members of the Irian Jaya rebel group which in May this year kidnapped 7 Indonesian officials. One refugee at Amonda told of fighting between Indonesians and the rebels, but there's no reliable information about casualties. The rebels are led by 36-year-old Jacob Pry, president of the self-styled Provisional Revolutionary Government of West Papua. He has 2 wives and 4 children and moves constantly around border villages with his rebel group. A primitive army, but one which has not been without impact. Refugees are the byproduct. Jeff Herriot, ABC News, Port Moresby.